Oopsies. Good for you, Ellen. Nice. Did you see my first on Kita's book, though? You said I wanted to be first on that one, and you weren't. Yeah, basic. You were, yeah, but I was the first on the second chapter. You're not the first on the first chapter, let's be real. You weren't the first on the book. I meant first to add it to my library. But I was the first to add it to my library. I'm sure of it. I was the first to vote. I was there. Some of us work. I work. Excuse you. But I work from home where nobody can see me with my stream, with my Twitch up and my phone out. I'm tired today. Today's going to be low energy, Missy, super chill vibes. Just kidding. I know I'm just going to get super excited at a certain point and my energy will come back. Actually, speaking of, I should take an Excedrin now. Then my energy will really come up. Because I got a headache. And I love me some Excedrin. Hang on. Hey, Dom. I'm so sorry, Dom. You are not first. Dom's like, I'm first. Just ignore Ellen. She's just a phantom. She's not really there. First to be second. That's a good point. Ellen, that should be your mantra. Your motto. First to be second. I was going to be first, but I got distracted reading an article. You should not really be thinking about anything but me on Fridays, Cherry. That's not allowed. Text is fourth. I got the whole squad here. My thing says I only have 2 viewers. I don't know what's up with that thing. I am excited for today's review. We got ourselves a young writer today that I'm going to be reviewing their book. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Let me pull. Let's get to it. I'm excited for today. It's going to be a good one. But I don't know why I'm so tired today. Nothing tastes good. Everything tastes like blood in my mouth. I'm a little bit cold. It's just one of those days. I feel like I can never get enough chapstick on. I'm really bummed about nothing tasting good. Just going to be a bummer today. Hope that's cool, everybody. Do you want to come on here and just hear me be Eeyore? Except for I'm talking about a cute book, so that's not going to happen. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Missy. Everybody here knows. Did you eat pesto recently? No, I did not. Not for a long time. And the last time I had pesto, it was cooked. I don't know if that helps. Random question. I figured it's because there's some disease in the pesto industry. Something in some basil, something in some pine nuts. I don't know. Pine nut mouth. Oh, no. I was going to say I had hummus. I did not have hummus. My family had hummus. I did not. I didn't feel like it. I don't know. I really wanted some rice And I have this fried rice in the freezer. I always keep it in the freezer. I'm the only one that eats it. I heat up my fried rice and I'm happy. And it's so cheap and I eat so little of it and it's just great. And then I went in the freezer, no fried rice for Missy. It's not in there. So I put it on the list and I said, man, I really wanted something to eat. I really wanted some rice. So then I went to a Mexican restaurant that's really, really close and really, really cheap. And I got a quesadilla with chicken quesadilla and rice and beans. And I was like, I'll just mix up the rice and beans like I always do and eat that. And then save the quesadilla for my daughter when she gets home. And you're impressed. I'm impressed. Oh, you know that. that pine nut mouth is a thing. Anyways, the rice and beans was absolutely awful. And I don't think that is just me. I think that the rice and beans was awful because that restaurant is awful, but the people are so nice and I keep going back just because the people are nice. Not smart. If I'm going somewhere to pay money for food, even if it's not very much, I should make sure I enjoy the food. So anyways, now that's in my fridge and so I was like, okay, well I need to eat something. So I got a string cheese. And so I thought string cheese is safe. Apparently not. Apparently, string cheese it just everything tasted so bad. So then I gave the string cheese to my dog. She was really excited. It was her second string cheese of the day because my son did not eat his string cheese. Everything tastes like blood in my mouth. It's the weirdest freaking thing. There's something wrong with me. Anyways, so now I'm just back to my diet of potato chips and chocolate chip cookies. Poor me. It's the worst. Oh, but exciting news. My daughter was in the talent show last night. She did a comedy routine. She's a kindergartner. It was hilarious. It was the cutest thing on the planet. I seriously cannot stop freaking watching the videos of my daughter. It was so cute. And yeah, she was in the talent show again. She got selected to be in a second showing of the talent show today for her school. So I went to that. I went to the assembly at her school. I'm very excited. It was so cute. Dum dum dum. And now all I can smell is that Mexican food that just tasted really bad. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up the review. Okay. So today I'm going to be reviewing Daggers and Violets off of Wattpad by K. Danielle G. Otherwise, her Wattpad name is Main3. And her little subtitle here says, Beneath the Most Beautiful Violets Lays the Sharpest Blade, which I think is really, really cute. Really cute cover here. I had selected this book to review today because the author reached out to me and was in this, they were like, I'm a young author and high school, I'm picturing high school or something. I don't know. I would say middle school but the way that it's written is definitely beyond middle school. Definitely a post middle school talent here, but she says she's a young author, not specific on how young, and really, really cute. A young writer just finally starting on my big project. Ever since I was even younger, I loved reading and writing. I just fell in love with the idea of stories and things that someone could just write, but now I'm on to my own project. This originally started as a side project from school for the NaNoWriMo contest, and I just fell in love with it and I couldn't stop writing. Now I'm on draft 2 on Wattpad for my story, Daggers and Violets, but it isn't complete like I completed it before. And then I told her, reach out to me once this is completed because I would love to review it. And she did. And this was a long time ago. It was a month ago that she had reached out to me. So she was just editing and she wanted me to post it as she was editing. So anyways, I'm very excited to review this one. Everybody's first draft, of everybody's first work, I feel like is just the first pancake. Things don't make sense. Things are, you're really, really, really learning when you're writing your first book. This one, for being a young writer and her first, attempt at writing, I thought was really good. The author has a really, really fun, not to keep bragging after last week, but the Gifts of Mortality was a first pancake. Yeah, right. What? Did you start the Gifts of Mortality before Witch of Embers? Was the Gifts of Mortality... Wait, no, I thought you were a professional writer. I thought you got paid to write. Worked as a writer. Witch of Embers is a short story. So it was your first, big novel. That's what you're saying? I do journalistic writing. The still writing. Okay. I didn't know that was your first novel. What the heck? Okay, yes, you are writing for sure when you are being a journalist. So it's not your first pancake, but it's kind of like you were making crepes before and now you're making pancakes. So you have a little bit of experience, totally different thing. That's crazy. That's insane. From the screenshots I read, Daggers and Violets seems really well written. Yes! Yeah, I think it is too. Crepes are greater than pancakes though. I 1000% agree with you, Ellen. Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing. I don't like pancakes. Sorry, Cherry. I know you like pancakes. I'm a waffles girl through and through. Pancakes, I can't stand the texture. It's just weird to me. My family says I make the best pancakes. Whenever we have guests stay the night, I always make pancakes if they don't like waffles, because I may also make the best waffles. Crepes are better than waffles, which are better than pancakes. I only like very specific pancakes, and every other pancake needs to go in the trash. I've never tried a pancake that I liked. I mean, I used to eat them as a kid, but when you're a kid, you think, anything sweet is delicious. I cannot be brought to eat pancakes. In fact, one time I went to a restaurant, ordered pancakes, and I was really confused when the waitress brought me pancakes. And I was like, oh no, I ordered waffles. And then my husband was like, no, you ordered pancakes. And I thought that was really weird because you're always hating on pancakes. So fun story. Just so you know, you do order wrong sometimes. Because the waitress was like, no, you ordered pancakes. And I was like, I wouldn't have. I hate pancakes. And my husband was like, shut up, Missy. You did order pancakes. I heard you with mine own ears. Anyways, we're going off on tangents today. It's going to happen. Sorry, author Maine, if you're out there, if you're watching this, I'm not on my game today. As far as reviews go, I can feel it. I'm in the mood to talk about pancakes and food because I'm so hungry and nothing tastes good. But I liked your book, so I want to review that too. Anyways, first pancake book here, and I'm back in the derailing game. Yeah, you took a small hiatus last week. Anyways, so Daggers and Violets is the name of the book here. We got ourselves a young author who just kind of had this cool idea and ran with it, and I'm so glad they did. It is not a long book, at least in my opinion. According to Wattpad, it takes 4.5 hours to read, which in my eyes is a really good sized book because I'm trying to burn through these books all the time. So 4.5 hours, I'd say that's a short novel. For sure. It's not a novella, it's a novel. The chapters are like crazy short. A lot of them are less than 1,000 words, and it's cute because at the end of every chapter she puts the sorry, I don't want to be condescending and say it was so cute just because I'm picturing her as this young girl. But at the end of every chapter she has a word count, which is great. But yeah, some of them are really, really short. I think one of the chapters is only 100 and something words long. It's like a break in between two different things. I don't know. It's short. It's a quick read, a lot of action. Anyway, so let's get into it. I am excited about that one. And specifically, as far as anything specific that she's looking for feedback on, she said, not really. Maybe the characters, whatever I'm comfortable with. Anything else the author should know. It's her first attempt at actually following completely through with a manuscript, and she's on the second draft. But please don't expect it to be Shakespeare. I'm expecting Shakespeare. This is Wattpad, where only real, serious authors. These are Pulitzer Prize winners we have on Wattpad. So I'm definitely expecting Shakespeare, Maine. Okay? Okay. So, yeah. The summary of this book is, this is a fantasy and a bit of a young adult book about a young girl named Adeline Hart and her adventure to survive the trials after her mother passed away. Along the way, she goes head to head against a boy named Theodore. That was until they realized they should team up again. Now it's all about survival. This book this is a book with a powerless kind of feel from the author Lauren Roberts. Please know this is only my first draft, and if you have any great ideas for edits, please comment them. I would love to read them. Thanks. You freaking love Shakespeare, by the way. Oh, I didn't get that from your book. Pretty sure everybody knows you like Shakespeare. And you know what's funny? I actually have not read a lot of Shakespeare at all. I mean, just in high school and outside of, and I remember not liking it in high school and being like, what's the hype about? Obviously, I go mostly for entertainment when it comes to this stuff. So I think that I would enjoy a led book club on Shakespeare. Show me why everybody likes this, show me why this line is so powerful. Show me why iambic pentameter is so cool. I think in high school, I was just wasn't into Romeo and Juliet. I think just let me know and I can lead that Shakespeare group. Well, if you have what's the best Shakespeare to start with? We'd start with a dirty comedy. Much Ado About Nothing. That's Shakespeare? Okay. Yeah, we should do that. Because I know Shakespeare's are pretty, his works are pretty short. Okay. Yeah, we should totally do that. I want to know a dirty comedy right up my alley. I'm always looking to laugh. I know that. Okay. Yeah. I did not know that was Shakespeare. How did I not know that? I'm always telling... I feel like I'm always telling Cherry that Shakespeare can suck her balls because Cherry's such a great author, but I don't actually know a whole lot about Shakespeare, to be quite frank, other than I knew that I didn't like it in high school. But again, it was high school. I was assigned to read it, and I wasn't into it. So, nothing was slang for female parts. Women have no thing. So, one of the readings of the title is Much Ado About Vaginas. Women have nothing was slang for female parts. Much ado about vaginas. What? I don't understand that. Is that what it's about? The play centers on whether or not a woman is a virgin or not. Okay, so Much Ado About her Oh my goodness. Okay, because I think I did read that Shakespeare was a bit of a feminist. Nothing was slang for vagina. That's nice. What the heck? Whether or not a woman is a virgin or not? A feminist wouldn't have written Taming of the Shrew. Doesn't sound like a very feminist, a very women empowering thing. Let's tame the shrews out there. They're not allowed to be very shrewy. Okay, back to the the summary here. So she says that this book is a powerless kind of feel from the author Lauren Roberts. I have not read Powerless at all. I know nothing about it. I feel like the cover is similar to what we have here. Also, I love the cover. It's very, very minimalist. No AI was used here, but I think that it's a appropriate cover for the book, so good job there. I'm guessing that you created it yourself. It looks good. Love the cover. Yeah, I like that. Daggers and violets. I think we can brighten up probably the dagger and the violets a bit more if you're editing, if you're looking for comments, but it doesn't actually need to be edited at all. It's literally the title. Yes, daggers and violets. And then also, I don't think that the summary is an accurate description of the book at all. This is a fantasy and a bit of a young adult, yes. Book about a young girl named Adeline Hart and her adventure to survive the trials, yes. After her mother passed away, though, after she was accused of murdering her mother, would have been a better pull, I think. Because I feel like it's like after her mother passed away, it makes it seems like of natural causes, when it's like the book opens up with her basically in a dungeon for killing her mom, even though she didn't kill her mom. And anyways, so along the way, she goes head to head against a boy named Theodore. I feel like at no point did they go against each other, but I will get to that later. That was until they realized they should team up again. And I don't know about the again part. Until they realized they should team up. Yeah, they should team up. And then now it's all about survival, and that is what it is about. So, in my opinion, this book is kind of like a Squid Game, Hunger Games, like crazy competition type of book set in like a magical world. Very cool. It's so funny. The trials very similar to my book. She has some really, really, really cool. Very, very cool ideas about the competition. The action is incredible. The magic is incredible. Like, seriously, I don't know how old this author is, but it's a really cool story. Like, it's very cool. Clearly, the author meant head to head in the literal sense. Kissing in parentheses. Thank you, Cherry, for that. Yeah, no, and I'm going to get to the chemistry between the main character and the Theodore character in a little bit. But anyways, there's so many strengths. I'm all over the place. Sorry, author. I'm going to be easily derailed today. I'm making up from last week, okay? Apparently. The tags here are adventure, daggers, fantasy, female main character, fiction, fights, flirting, funny, humorous, kingdoms, royals, young adult, young writer. Great tags. Humorous is spelt wrong, which is why it is your that's why you're number one in humorous, because it's spelt wrong. I would put does have really funny, like, cute moments in it. I would say, and then flirting, lots of flirting. Fiction, fights. I don't know. I don't have any recommendations for new tags on this. Maybe competition. Maybe survival. Maybe mystery a little bit. Magic is missing. Magic is a theme throughout the whole story. Action. Fights is on here. Fighting maybe would be better. Yeah, I think that those are some good additions to your tags. But other than that, I think you did a great job. The author did a great job of tagging this. So the characters are, I'm just going to get into the actual story now before I get into all of my little tiny notes that I have. So the main character is Adeline Hart. I pronounced this Ada and not Ada. Hope that's right. Ada is the princess. So she is, basically she's the daughter of a king princess, and her mother like dies in her arms mysteriously. It's never really discussed, the details on that. And so her dad accuses her of killing her mother and then says basically, I'm not going to have you executed. I'm just going to send you into these trials and the trials that we have. And then they'll get rid of you so I don't have to kill you myself type of thing, because he thinks that she did it, or he's just trying to kill her for some other mysterious political reason. Anyway, so it does not ever really get into the relationship between Ada and her father. But that is Ada. As far as personality goes, she is... she's ruthless. But still a young girl. And it never really goes over her age, or really anything about her, or really. So there's a lot missing. That's going to be one of my big critiques. Is there was a lot missing from the characters in general. There's a lot missing from the plot, but really character building is missing from this book entirely. So I found Ada to be incredibly annoying, inconsistent, selfish. I found her to be really good in a fight. But as far as her motivations go, I was left blind. So as far as characters go, I can't really give like a great character description on Ada, because I really don't feel like one was provided. At least, I mean, reading the entire book, by the end of it, I feel like I have like a fairly decent sense of Ada. However, I found her thought process and her motivations to either be completely so they were either inconsistent, missing, or selfish. So that's how I found the character. And I don't think that is the way that she was meant to be written. I think that she was meant to be like your typical strong female young character, your Katniss Everdeen type of girl who's like thrust into a difficult situation and does what she can. Difficult to impress, difficult to win over, but also loyal and will fight for her friends, that type of person. But I'll get into that. How long again is the book to read on Wattpad? Wattpad, what does it say? 4.5 hours. Really quick. In fact, I may even read this again. I might read this again. It's good. I'm going to leave this up to the author. I'm going to go to the end. I might read this book again because I liked it. So anyways, that's Ada. That's our princess, who does not act princessy, by the way. All of her training seems to be in fighting. She doesn't seem to have very much training as far as a typical princess would be trained in politics or etiquette or entertainment or typical. I'm trying. I can't get a sense of the setting of this book either, like as far as like how women were treated in this world or what was expected of a princess. However, I would say that none of the typical character traits that would apply to a princess would apply to Ada, apart from being the main character, because she's not even like entitled at all. Like she does not expect anybody to wait on her. She knows how to dress herself. She I don't know. She just does not seem very princessy whatsoever to me. Oh, Missy rarely rereads. Congrats, Maine. Yeah. I think because I really, there were so many cool parts about this book. Like, okay, I'm going to go back into my characters really quick before I go more into the rest of it. Theo is the Theodore referenced in the summary that she goes head to head against. Theo is this kind of, he smirks a lot and has like these little quips, and he's a good fighter and he's mysterious and kind of like follows her around a little bit. So that's Theo, and he's clearly our love interest. You realize it immediately. Again, no idea on the ages of these characters. They could be 30, they could be 15. So nothing inappropriate for a young age group happens at all. It's very sweet and innocent as far as love interests go. And it's not, I would say, As far as romance heavy or action heavy, I would say it's a little bit heavier on the action and adventure side than it is the romance. However, you can tell like the author probably had a lot of fun writing the romance aspect of it because it comes up a lot. But it's pretty close to like 50-50 action and romance. And I get you. I get you, Maine. Same. I feel like she's me probably 18 years ago, if I'm guessing her age. And also way, way, way more talented than I could have ever been 18 years ago. So anyways, going back. So Theo is kind of this mystery, dark, like almost bad boy, not really. I don't know. I liked Theo. And then there's Rhea, the best friend, who is treated entirely like a like a prop character. She's in the room. Maybe she's in the room. Maybe she's not. She risks her life for like kind of in a Katniss Everdeen style move. She joins the trials to try and help protect her princess best friend. And then Ada doesn't really think much about that. She's just like, okay, cool. Thanks for joining these trials with me. We'll share a dorm, and then I'll forget that you're even here. Like, so that's going to be my main characters. There's some antagonists, there's some more side characters for sure. But those are just going to be the ones I'm going to bring up right now is Ada, Theo, and Rhea. There's also, of course, the king. And then there's, who is not on the page a lot at all. Every time he's on the page, he's just kind of like standing there. I don't even know if he talks. Oh, he talks in like the second chapter or something, basically saying like, I'm sending you to the trials. Good luck. Bad dad move. Okay. I would have liked, as far as villains go, because I do think that the dad is the villain, and I think it's pretty clear. I mean, there are like definitely a lot of sub villains, but I think the king is considered like the main antagonist. Hey, it's Badly Hurt Alpha. I stole you from Kita's stream, huh? Nice to see you. I just added you on Wattpad. So, come to the dark side. This is the light side. Be real. But although Kita's stream is phenomenal. Kita's, that is seriously, I understand why people watch streamers because of him. Because I pull him up all the time. It's like, I get Twitch now. I did not get Twitch prior to his stream. I was like, I don't know why people would watch my stream other than if I'm reviewing their book. And then, or if you're Cherry, who just is just constantly doing me favors. Or Ellen, who just apparently delights in derailing me. But I really, really like that guy's stream. So if you're Cherry, if you are ever, looking for a stream, you should totally follow Kita Writes. It's a really, really, really good stream. I like it a lot. And I joined the Discord. I don't know. Ellen, yeah. Yes, and Ellen's just like, I'm just going to tally up here on my little notepad on my desk how many times I can derail Missy. And you can a lot. I don't know where I was in my talking. And this is a big derailment. I don't remember where I was. Oh, the king is the antagonist, the main antagonist, and he has hardly any page time. The Princess Ada does not ever really think about him very much at all. So, yeah, I would have liked a little bit more from him. But, yeah, posted it in Wattpad. It is in Discord. I finished editing chapter 1. That's good news. Oh, good. The villain is thank you, Cherry and Ellen. You can derail me, but you always get me back. So that's great. So anyways, that's our main antagonist, pretty sure. Or not pretty sure. He's our main antagonist. Thank you, Ellen. So the setting is, I'm not sure about the era, not sure about the world, and I'll be getting to, there's much more needed there. But the real setting is the fact that they're in these trials. So they're in like a, dormitory barracks type setting where they have like rooms that they're staying in and that are part of some big building. And then they, with all of the people participating in these like trials. Now, the winner of the trials, which is multiple people, the winner of the trials gets to be blessed by the gods so that they can have magic. just to show that regular humans without magic can be strong. They don't need magic to be strong. Like, that's the whole point of this kingdom's, like, trials, I guess, because there's a different kingdom where the people have magic, and they're like, apparently they're like at war, or they don't like each other or something. So anyways, so that's the point of the trials, is to be like, you know what? Humans are pretty cool too. And the way that we're going to make them pretty cool is by making them fight over who gets magic. So apparently at the end, they get blessed by the gods, and then they get some type of magic. And then those people are called the guardians. Now, in this world, only 2 trials have happened. So there was like one set of trials or whatever, 100 years ago. And then there was a second one 50 years ago. So this is the third one. So it's like they do it every 50 years. This is the third trials thing. And that's the one that our main character is thrust into. Now she gets there. She finds out her best friend is there. She locks eyes with Theo, who's like always looking at her, it seems like, and she feels drawn to him. And the author does a really good job of making us interested in Theo. I can say that. That is the book. And I have C1 down, but working on C2. C1, C2. C. Sometimes I feel really stupid. I can't find it on Wattpad. Can you send the link, since the search feature on Wattpad is trash? The search feature on Wattpad is the worst trash ever. It's like, you can't search anything. It doesn't even matter how popular the book is either. Like, you can look up it's just, yeah, it's very stupid. Oh, chapter. I'm an idiot. I was chapter 1 and chapter 2. Thanks, Ellen. I promise I'm not that stupid. I've been stupid lately. The other day, I almost blew right through a red light, and I had stopped because I was like, why are these cars going? It's my turn. No, it's not. It's red light, Missy. Can you freaking stop your car and not kill everybody just because you think it should be green? Also, these people were opening up the door for me out of the rain the other day, and I just woke up. Okay, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I was at the gym. I was not ready to go into the gym, and they had opened up the door for me, and I was standing there in my hoodie staring at them, and they were like, young lady, we're waiting on you. And I was like, what? I realized I was just standing there staring at them. I felt so freaking stupid. I was like, oh, I was waiting for you to get out of the way so I can go into this place that you're opening the door for me for. Anyways, I put bread in a different cupboard where we put our plates and stuff the other day. I'm losing my mind. Anyways, I don't think I'm getting quality sleep or something health-wise. I'm giving you lots of hints here. If anybody out there is watching as a doctor, nothing tastes good, okay? I feel dumb. Missy's getting dumb. What else? I don't know. Easily derailed. Something's going on with me. So if I die, tell my husband, do you have COVID? I do not have COVID, Ellen. As Keita told you earlier today, COVID isn't real anymore. No, I don't have a cold. I'm good. Can't taste and brain fog are 2 symptoms. Oh, no, I'm not sick. How do I send the link? I am feeling dumb. It's just the URL, I think. Or you can go to your book and then hit like share, and then it will copy you a link. Those are 2 different ways to do it. Badly hurt alpha. Okay. So the setting again is the trials. And can I just say that the author has the freaking coolest descriptions of these trials. So like, they're like different. So there's different competitions. There's like 5 total. The first one's this crazy obstacle course. The second one is like, I don't remember if I'm talking about the second one or the third one. Oof. Anyways, they're really, really cool. There's like a river and there's like a forest. There's an arena. They're very, very cool trials. I'm a big fan of the trials. And in a Squid Game twist, they can also kill each other in between the trials to make it easier on each other because they all live together. So they're just like, it's Anyways, very violent, big fan, very, very cool idea. And then, so I've set up the idea here that the kingdom that Ada is the princess of, which I can't think of the name of it right now. You didn't miss anything. I was just waiting for you, Cherry. The kingdom that Ada is the princess of doesn't like magic, right? And then there's this other kingdom that does like, or that has magic that they're like battling. No, they're not like an active war, but they're just a rival kingdom, right? Anyways, oh, thank you for following, Alpha. I appreciate that. So anyways, those are the two things. It hints immediately when you meet Theo that he is magic. And then Ada realizes, oh, I think I'm magic too. And her powers are so freaking cool. So, Ada or Theo, you see him like sparks come off of his hands and you're like, okay, yeah, fire makes sense, right? Very cool power. And he's just a really cool character. Anyways, Ada finds out that she has the powers over shadows. And if you didn't think that it was cool, then read the book because her powers are very cool. Shadows, she can make them solid. She can heal with them. Like they can talk to her. She has telekinesis. It's like she like realizes that she has these powers and then boom, they're freaking awesome. So, okay. Sorry, Alpha. I'm just catching up on the chat. Sorry to interrupt so much, but I have a question. Should I post my first ever book on Wattpad? Yeah. Well, what are you looking to get out of writing and posting your work somewhere? It depends. Yeah, I mean, Wattpad's really a place there's so many different levels, like skill levels on Wattpad. So there are people who are posting their very first work ever on Wattpad. That's personally what I did, is I wrote something and I just wrote it for myself. And then I was not planning on sharing it with literally anyone. Everybody was named after the people that they represented in real life. My husband had his name. My sisters had their name. My parents had their names. Like it was like everybody, I had to change everybody's names when I posted it to Wattpad. But it broke my heart to change my husband's name. Man, I did not like doing that. Anyways, and I found out that there was this free website that you can post free books to. And of course I was like, free books, sign me up. I didn't realize that was a thing. And then posted it there. And it's like, you find people who are writing fan fiction. You find people like Ellen and Cherry who are like real authors that just haven't been published yet, that you can just, steal their, instead of having to pay for their books in 5 years, you can just read it for free now. So you don't have to pay them $20 per book. It's really nice. Just trying to get a few people to read some of my books. Yeah. I think Wattpad's a really good spot for that. There's also Royal Road where, some of the people from Kita's Discord, right? And then there's Inkit is another one where you can post. And the way to get reads on Wattpad is to read other people's books and ask for reads. I would say that's a great place to start. If you want people to read your book, don't expect anybody, especially in the beginning, to read your book just because they are looking for a free book, like a book to enjoy. Unfortunately, Wattpad is geared more towards like people reading your book. If you've read them, and then as you get more readers, then people will be like, oh, I'll check it out. And as people get recommended or whatever, I feel like that's the way to go. If you're just looking for solid readers, is just do read for reads, read other people's books, and then they'll read your book is what I've seen. There's also there's like writing groups. What are they called? Are they called book clubs on Wattpad? Where it's like, I'm trying to think of what they're called. I'm thinking of the Dreamland Book Club, where it's like you get like almost like assigned somebody to read a few chapters. So it's like you like kind of go into these contracts where it's like, I'll read 3 chapters of your book and you read 3 chapters of my book, and then you'll leave so many comments. Like there's a lot you can do. If you're looking for feedback, you can request people to be like, hey, you want to do edits for edits? That's what you can do. If you're looking for engagement, Wattpad is my fave for that. The inline comment feature is the best. Oh my goodness, is the inline comment feature the best.
But if you want engagement, you should work hard and do read for reads. Yes, what Missy said, and expect it to take a year or so for your book to take off. It's normal to have no readers for the first chapters. Yes, it is. That's one thing where people like post their book on Wattpad and be like, why is nobody reading my book? I don't get it. I worked so hard on this and I know it's great. And I know there's people out there that would like it. And then it turns out that it's just like, well, nobody's seen it because you aren't known. You know, you got to ask people. Nobody read my book until I asked somebody randomly to read it. Inline comments, what's that? So inline comments, yep, thank you, Cherry. You can comment on every individual paragraph of the book. So rather than just being able to comment on a chapter or leave a review on the entire book itself, like you would be able to on like Goodreads, you can write something like, and just like if there's a line that's super funny, if somebody makes a joke, you can make a comment, or when there's a twist and you're like, so you go to the comments and go, oh, what I love doing is reading other people's comments and just being like, what did everybody say to this? I want to see. It's amazing. Yeah. Read somebody else's book for sure. And just see, like, read something that you would read, like, look up if you like your name's Badly Hurt Alpha. I would imagine you like werewolf stories. You can look, there's a lot of werewolf stories. However, they're very romance heavy. So look out for that. But find a werewolf book, a popular one, and that looks good to you. Read it, look at the comments, and you'll get a good vibe for that. Also, another thing that you can do is read the comments, see somebody who comments a lot, and then specifically request that they read your book. Because if you find a good, oh, thank you. The comments show. Thanks, Ellen, for posting my book. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Wattpad is a lot of fun. And this book that I'm reviewing right now it has like 300 reads, but like hardly any comments. So I really want to go back cause I had to stop, like physically stop myself from leaving like 10 billion comments per chapter. I just wanted to edit it and tell them when I thought something was super, super cool. And I was like, this is what the review is for. Okay. I just need to stop doing what I'm doing. Okay. I'm hot. Why does this always happen every stream? Okay. So anyways, Wattpad's great. I'm glad that you're on it. Yes, don't be afraid to ask authors on their books or in the comments of other books if someone would like to do a read for read. I would avoid requesting read for reads or edits for edits. Don't ever ask for vote for votes, by the way, because people will do that. But it's actually against the Wattpad rules. You could be flagged for it. Also, it's just vote for a book if you like it. Don't ask people to vote for your book simply because you voted for theirs. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, don't request read for reads in the comments of somebody else's book. Find the person that you would like to do a read for read if their book looks interesting to you, or you think that they gave good feedback on a different book that you've read, and then go to their profile and post on their board or on their profile, would you like to do a read for read? Don't do it in the comments of a different person's book, because then you might piss off the author and be like, please don't come into my book and steal my readers or whatever. Yeah, the message boards. There used to be direct messaging on Wattpad, but they got rid of it. I personally had weirdos reaching out to me on the because you can't use like a regular profile pic on Wattpad, otherwise people will reach out to you and ask you if you're single or whatever. It's just, I miss DMing too. That's how I met Cherry. I mean, I read her book and then I just DM'd her and I was like, oh, are you from California? I'm from California. And that's how I was like, also, I love your book. Please be my friend. But I think there was like weirdos on there, and I think that's why they got rid of it. Okay. Anyways, good little Wattpad history there. You do not understand girls. I was like, OMG, my favorite reader wants to talk to me. Really? I remember I was actually like, I cannot believe this chick is writing me back. This is so cool. And I told my husband about it, and I was like, one of the authors is actually talking to me, the one that I read her book. I was like in awe of Wattpad. I was like, she's like I thought that you were like a writer and wrote for like movies down in LA. I still remember that because you were like, oh, there's a writer's strike. And I was like, oh, she's on the writer's strike. She's the reason why I'm not getting a season 2 of whatever show or whatever. Author interaction is the best part of Wattpad by far. Absolutely. I love chatting with the authors. And also, I love seeing the other readers. It's like again, I've said this before, it's like you're in a book club reading it along with people. You can see how other people reacted to certain parts of the story and whether or not you agreed. You make friends. Like, I feel like all of my real friends are from Wattpad. Like, it's seriously, I love Wattpad. There's so much I hate about Wattpad, but I really do love Wattpad. It is great. It is fantastic. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. Okay. So hot. My cheeks are, I don't know if you can tell, my cheeks are like rosy. I never have worn blush in my entire life because my cheeks just rosy enough for sure. I never ever need them. Plus, I don't really know how to do makeup. Being real. Girl, are you sure you don't have COVID? I get like this every stream. I just get hot when I talk. I'm sure I don't have COVID. I have 0 other symptoms. Just a runny nose and I can't taste anything. And no, just kidding. The tasting thing is weird, but that's, yeah. I definitely don't have COVID. I haven't been exposed to COVID. And again, I have 0 other symptoms and nobody else is sick. It's just, might be a medication thing. I'm supposed to go on vacation. I really hope that I'm not getting sick tomorrow. I'm going on vacation. We're going out of town Monday. Family trip. And my husband planned it. And I have a date tonight. I got fun things going on in my life right now. Very cool. Anyways, I'm so sorry, author. I told you today would be the day for derailments. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello, Love Never Ends. I saw that you started following me like 4 days ago. Thank you. Yes, and I love spamming books. It is the freaking best ever. Stalker here. People who spam comments are the reason the world spins and the sun rises. Agreed. Ellen and Missy, we should get matching rings and then bring them together, and then the world it'll be instant sunrise. By the way, first day of spring came. My favorite season. Lots of hiking. That's pretty much what I like to do in the spring, is hiking. But now I have 2 kids, so not as much hiking. I'll be doing hiking on my vacation with the family because my husband will carry the children for me, which will be very nice. First day of spring is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to your amazing dad. Can you just send him my love, Cherry, please? Just tell him that Missy really wishes him a special birthday specifically. And just describe me to him. Just say, she's just this like really cool girl who's just like, she's so pretty. And, she would make a great stepmom. Just kidding. It's an inside joke. We all like to pretend that we like Cherry's dad. Because he's a model. Cherry's dad is a literal model. Like, he models in real life. I think that's how he makes his living, is modeling. He's a very handsome older gentleman. Anyways, just tell him I said happy birthday, okay? So the plot of this book is very exciting. So getting back to the book. You got flagged again. Anyways, the plot of this book is very, very exciting. There were so many cool parts. The trials were phenomenal. The descriptions of the magic was exciting. This book has so much going for it. Oh my goodness. I'm very, very excited about this author. And yes, I like how you repeated yourself. You're like, I got flagged. No, let's do this again. Maud, jump in here for a second. Make sure that I can say what I want to say here. The descriptions of the magic, the descriptions of the trials, the fighting is really cool. The author especially because they're saying they're a young author, and I am picturing them high school. So maybe they're older than high school, maybe they're in college or something, but we've got a up and comer, I think, on our hands for sure. I really, really liked this book. Excellent idea, and then not bad writing either. I'm surprised that this is the first attempt, and then in other ways I'm not surprised, and I will get into that, but hang on a second. I said no because I specifically allowed gay to be allowed on my chat. Why do you want to be banned? These comments are too funny. Anyways, so I'm gonna start pulling up some like examples of what I really liked about this book. Okay. Okay. Let me start with a good description. And there are several moments like this throughout the book where the description is really well done, especially for like a new writer. Like they said that they read a lot, which makes sense. But for a new writer, I just thought that this was really cool. So this is the description of the first time we meet Theo, okay? His deep brown, almost black eyes absorbed the flickering torchlight lining the hallways, complementing his tan skin. His loose, pale shirt, dirt-streaked and tattered at the sleeves, fluttered slightly in the breeze that had snuck through the building. Yet he didn't seem cold. Everything about him, from his dark pants to the scarf around his neck, hinted at someone from the desert region near the Aurorian kingdom's border. He moved with a quiet elegance, a poised strength that suggested he was fully aware of the dangers around him, yet unfazed by them. The twin swords strapped to his back glinted under the torchlight, only adding to his air of silent power. This was fantastic. I absolutely loved this description, and it comes early in the book, and it just kind of shows that the skill level of the author, for sure. These type of descriptions are throughout the entire book where it's like, that's just good. You know, like it's definitely not too flowery. I really cannot stand wordy descriptions, flowery descriptions. The word, ethereal or whatever is a fine word. Enigmatic is one of my pet peeve words just because it's used way too frequently. But there is nothing like that in this book. It's just good. Anybody else like that? It's good description. My only critique is that desert people tend to wear light colored clothes because the dark colors absorb heat. Maybe he wants to feel as hot as he is. Slow roasted thighs. I like the use of torchlight here. Yeah, I really liked how the author in this situation blended like the obvious symbolism and kind of like dumbed it down for us too. Not dumbed it down. Like it just doesn't seem like it was spelling it out for us, but it was like he moved with a quiet elegance, a poised strength that suggested he was fully aware of the dangers around him, yet unfazed by them. You know, that sentence is like, oh, there was a symbolism here. And here I'm pointing out what that symbolism really is. But I really like it. I like this. I really liked this description. I thought it was great. And it is a loose, pale shirt. So maybe that's it. I don't see. Where does it say dark? Loose, pale shirt, dirt streak, tattered at the sleeves, thought slightly breeze that he's sexually humiliated. Didn't seem cold. Dark pants to the scarf around his neck. I see. Thanks, guys. Dark pants. I don't know. Maybe it's a high desert. Maybe they do want to attract the heat. He's wearing a scarf. So it could be a cold desert. Those things exist. Yeah, I really liked this description. I think that this reflects somebody who kind of knows what they're doing. So great job, author. I really liked that. Also, Antarctica is technically a desert. Fun fact, scarves in deserts are for sun protection and usually lightweight. Having a scarf within the desert makes sense. They lost a good opportunity to use a scarf to not inhale the sand. I always see those because I had I have two of them still. I used them snowboarding because I never really liked gators. And whenever it's like snowing and you're going freaking fast down the mountain, it's like you cover up your mouth. You still want to be able to breathe, but you don't want the... And they are giant lakes under the ice where life has been evolving without sunlight for millions of years in Antarctica. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like let's not go crazy on the dark pants here. This is not the chopped off arm of the book. Thanks for the monster nightmares. Yes, thank you, Ellen. I would say, oh, and then here is a quirky little thing here. That's the kind of like a little bit of quirky writing throughout the book. And this is kind of like the vibe throughout the book. Before he could respond, Cleo's voice rang out. Okay, enough of this. We need to keep training. I want us to be prepared for whatever trial comes next. The gods know we need it. And that, my friends, was the absolute truth. So I feel like this style of writing where she says like, and that, my friends, was the absolute truth, where it's kind of like addressing the elephant in the room. And it's like real. I liked that throughout that kind of stuff is throughout the entire book. And I really, really liked that. This was another great little quote that I really liked. Oh, I love the author's voice here. Yes. And the author does have a strong voice throughout the book. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's see here. And then this is another quote that I really liked. The two men I had trusted most in my life, the king and Jaden, which is a character we're not really going to go into today. And now they had turned against me. Worse, they were too cowardly to even look me in the eye, as they essentially handed me a death sentence. If they wanted to play that way, fine. Then I would play that way too. I wouldn't be a pawn in their twisted game. I wouldn't be their sacrificial lamb. I'd show them. I'd win. Oh, hang on. And especially now that Rhea was by my side. So I liked this too. I found it very girl powery. I'd show them. I'd win. Like her basically deciding like, no, this isn't up to you. This is up to me. And it just shows a strong personality, right? So we're getting a little bit more on the character in this moment, right? That she's determined. She's not easily cowed, even with all the odds stacked against her. So there's that, making a little hole in the fourth wall. Yes. And then here is my final like quote that I really liked about this book. I love how I've been talking about this for an hour and I feel like I've just started the review. Doing a great job, Missy. You're a pro. Okay, so this is after Ada kills somebody. And then this is her best friend, Rhea, talking. She says, "What did you do? What happened?" she asked, her eyes scanning over me. She seemed to ignore the fact that her hands were covered by a couple of light speckles of blood. So I feel like this is one of those things where we're showing us that Rhea is much more concerned about what's going on with Ada than what's going on. Hey! I just got rated again. Thank you, Kita. Thank you so much. And welcome everybody from Kita's thing. Sup, dweeb. By the way, do you have any recommendations on books I should read? I have been looking for something. If you're talking about Wattpad books, or are you talking about like in real life books, and what's your favorite type of book? Because yes, I have a bunch of recommendations. Yeah, you should read The Gifts of Mortality. Also, you should read, what is that? Synaptic. Dang it. I'm losing the name of the Synaptic Unbound. What is that book called? Hang on, let me check mine. Synaptic Rank Unbound. That's the name of it, right? Yep, I was right. Synaptic Rank Unbound. That so far has been a very good book. I left on your Wattpad a submission. Oh, right. I did get your submission. I have not chosen the next few books that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be doing a review for a few weeks. I'm going to be doing because I'm out next week because I'm on vacation with my family. And then the week after that's going to be the first of the month. So I'm doing my usual the thing that I've started doing the first Friday of every month, which is the first impression reviews. And then after that, I will pick one. If you read Gifts of Mortality, I'll read yours. I'd love to be your first read for read. Is it that much of a mouthful? No, I'm not great at talking. Synaptic Rank unbound. It is not that hard to say. Synaptic is not a word that I say a lot. I honestly don't really know what it means. So other than I know what it means in the context of your book, obviously, since I read the first chapter. But no, synaptic is, it's a great synaptic rank unbound. It's easy to say. Synapse, come on. Synapse, that's a word. Biology. You know, I started out college as a biology major. I loved biology. Now I don't know what synapse means. What is the definition of synaptic? Synaptic rank. I mean, so how two things go together. Let's read synaptic. Synaptic. What does synaptic mean? The junction where neurons communicate by transmitting signals, either electrical or chemical, from one cell to another. Oh, I feel so dumb. Of course that's what it means. Am I supposed to know what synaptic means? What the hell is a synapse? Relating to a synapse or synapsis between nerve cells. I just call it SRU. Kita, I'm so sorry, but I think we're revealing a major plot here, or a major issue with your assumption that your readers know what synaptic means. Maybe you should have a prologue where you provide a definition of synapse. Do they communicate through chemistry or electricity? Oh, let's see. Yes, we need to know these things. Synapse definition, synaptic transmission, chemical synapsis, synaptic plasticity, synaptic connections. Yes, I'm sorry, Kita, but I do not think that that is a very commonly used phrase at least in America. Us Americans don't use the word synapse a lot. And I started out as a biology major. I freaking loved biology. So, I mean, you kind of understand what synapse means just based off like the Latin root word. But no, not really. Not really. I say synapse all the time. No synapses are common. Yeah. I do like the title of the book. It's not a mouthful. I just don't say it all the time. But it's a great book. And the concept is easy to understand. Based on the first chapter, I found it very easy to understand. Whatever, nerds. Yeah, we're the nerds for not knowing what synapse means. And you're like, duh, it's the relation, it's how two cells communicate. Duh. You're the nerd here. Yes. Kita's the nerd. Okay. I don't think you need to know what a synapse is in order to read the book, but synapses are common. What field are you guys in? I thought Kita was going to be a cop. Struggo must obviously be an evil scientist. So yeah, I don't know. I work with data. Don't really use synapse a lot. This is the second scenario in my entire 30 years on the planet that I have heard the word synapse. Overworked IT professional sysadmin. Oh, that's what you are? It's part of your brain. It's what makes your own neural. Okay. You know what I think of that as? The Force. Hopefully soon. Gross. More like sin admin. I don't know what the gross is for, but it better not be for being a cop. I'm a big cop fan. I like cops. And I'm very, very happy for Kita. You mean the thread. Is what it's for. I'm very, very proud of Kita. I think that he's going to be a great cop based on the reasons he wants to be a cop. She doesn't know the thread yet. Get wrecked, Ellen. No propaganda around me. Yeah. We'll have lots of propaganda. I'll have my entire cop family come and be guest hosts here one of these days. Just kidding. I'm trying to think of who's still a cop. Both my cousins. My brother's wants to be a cop when he graduates high school. So my grandpa passed. He was chief of police. My uncle is retired sheriff of our county. Trying to think of who else. My uncle quit as a cop after a bad experience. My dad was going to be a cop. He did not pass the psych evaluation. So, little lore between about who raised me. What else? There you go. I've got a lot of cops in my family. Yes, thank you, Kita. Great family tree. Lots of heroes. They have saved lots and lots of lives and helped a lot of people. I know that for a fact. So, cops are not all bad people. In fact, I would argue that most of them go into being a cop because they want to help people, and that's their main ambition, just like Kita. So, okay, well, you live right by George Floyd. Kita, I hope you're not responding to Ellen. Well, I come from a small town. Very, very small town. That should get him banned. Yeah, no, okay, sorry, Kita. That was a really poorly timed response. Well handled. Good job. Oh my goodness. That was really bad. Okay, just backing up here. Kita did not mean that for you, Ellen. Oh my goodness. Messed up for even thinking that. That was bad timing. Oh no. Okay. Let's move on, okay? No political talk here, and I feel like the police talk gets political so quickly. So, anyways, going back to this excellent, very short snippet of showing us what type of person Rhea is, the character Rhea. And this is spelled out throughout all of the time that Rhea is on the page, is that she cares so much more about Ada than she does about anything else. She cares about her safety. She cares about everything about Ada more than she does herself. And this is a great example. This little snippet from Rhea is perfect. So, this I would have liked to have seen more throughout the rest of the book with the rest of the characters. And Rhea, I feel like, did not get her due as a character at all, because there were so many times where I was like, where is Rhea in this? What, like, is Ada worried about her? Like, yeah, there was a lot of that kind of thing throughout the book. But this was a great moment for her. Okay, Kita, it's time to call it a day. I guess so. I gotta leave anyways. Oh, bye, Kita. See you later. Let's see. Kita's chief glazer on my side. Okay, so that's what I liked about the book, or some of examples that I liked about the book. So things I really, really liked about the book. First of all, the descriptions could be amazing at times. The descriptions of the people, the descriptions of the trials, the action was really cool. It's a very, very interesting idea here that we have. And then again, it's pretty well written as far as like, there's not a lot of like, it's easy to follow. Everything was very easy to follow. And for a first attempt at writing, I thought this was really great. Really, really great. Now, moving on to the main things that I think that that this could really, really use some work on to improve this story. And I'm just going to go down the list here. So chapters 1 through 10, and again, these are like really, really short chapters, but we need to build more tension and focus on what's important to the plot. The main character should be scared and determined, worried about her friend. She doesn't seem worried at all about her friend being a part of these trials at all. I did not like that. It took me as like entitled and selfish. Thinking she should be thinking about her mother, who was very recently murdered. Who did that, right? Why was she being blamed for it? She should be more self-conscious about that. That should be a major plot point. It did not come up hardly at all. She should be thinking about why she was framed for it, who it was that framed her. She should be mourning the loss of her mom. You know, who is it that actually killed her mom, right? That is stuff. Is she not curious what her mom meant by her fate? Because apparently in her dying breath, she was like, gave her a ring and was like, this will tell you more about your fate or whatever. Hey, Autumn, welcome. Did the dad do it? I think so. I think that the dad did it. I think so. Anyways, but I'm not sure what happened to the mom. So there's like a lot of things where it was like, this is important. Why aren't you thinking about it? This is important. Why isn't this affecting the way that you act? That was a lot in the first 10 chapters. If they're allowing anybody, so they said they're allowing killing in the dorms. Are those people, has anyone died? Are they forming alliances? And I want more on the like tension around everybody. Like everybody's like, okay, are you going to kill me or could you be a potential ally? That's something that I would like to experience as a reader. Yes, it's always the dad. I feel like there was just a lot missing in that sense, where it was like these very, very important plot points that are key to why the character is here. What is, you know, what, I mean, her mom just died. If my mom died and I'm not even close with her, or I am close with her, pretty close with her. But if my mom died, I would be thinking about nothing but that for a long time. If I was thrust into a high stakes life or death situation, I would be thinking about my mom. And she's thinking more like, I'm going to do this for my mom, rather than being like, my mom just died and I'm accused of her murder. Who killed her? Like, there's just like, there's so much where I'm like, she would be, a normal person would be thinking about this. So it was like unrealistic in a lot of senses. Also, again, her best friend joined these trials in order to protect her. And she doesn't seem fazed by that, really. It was kind of more like, okay, well, I'm not going to argue with you about this. You shouldn't be here, but whatever. Thanks for coming. It's kind of like, wow, your friend just risked her life, left everything that she knew to come here, part of these violent trials, to be with you, to help protect you. That's a huge moment. She's the best person on the planet, right? And then there's also so they allow killing in the dorms. And I don't know who of you have watched the Squid Games. This very much reminded me of the Squid Games. And when the competitors realize that it is to their advantage to kill each other outside of the games themselves, it becomes very much like, okay, find some allies to watch your back so you can get some sleep. No, everybody's paranoid. Everybody's on watch. You're not going out on your own ever. Watch out, grab a weapon to protect yourself. Or there's the people who are like, heck yes, I'm going to kill some folks. This is my time to shine, you know? So it's like, that's a very, again, it's an important plot point, and it's just kind of brushed over. It's like, but it is brought up a lot, but it doesn't seem to concern the main character. She still goes out on her own. She's more concerned about, my over worrying best friend was, type of thing, where it's like, I don't know. There's a lot that's unrealistic about the thought process of this main character. And I have no idea how old she is, but based on her thought, the ways that she thinks, she can't be older than like 12 or 13, but she's got, again, like, it's just, I don't know. She's not concerned about the things that she should be concerned about. So, anyways, I want more on that. I want to know what her relationship with her dad was like before all of this started. Was he always cold and paranoid and hated her, and this was just as an excuse to finally get rid of her? Was she close with them? Did they have anything in common? Did she sit on his lap, and he read her stories when they were kids? Like, that's the kind of stuff where it's like, you have an opportunity to kind of go back and show us how things were with her dad, so that I just want to know more about that. I'm getting nothing. There is nothing at all about between her and her dad, and there should be, right? This is a huge moment. He sent her basically saying, hope these trials kill you, daughter. hope you die. Like that's like, I feel like she would be feeling things like, oh, I feel so betrayed, or more like, I don't know what I expected. Of course he would do something like this. You know, it's like, I want to feel, is that one or the other? Okay. That's what I want. And then the main character's main talent seems to be stealth. Is there more that we can get on that? She's like a lot of really cool talents, and in the first few chapters she's kind of just like learning about that. I feel like the author does a really good job of kind of like feeding us crumbs on you know, oh, is she magic? Is there somebody else manipulating magic? Is there magic involved at all? She's sneaking past people. The shadows seem to like react to her a little bit. Shadow reaches out and grabs her at one point. So I think the author does a good job of being like, here's a little bit of magic, here's a little bit more magic, here's a lot more magic. Like it's good the way that the author does that. So I liked that. Also, there's a lot where it's like, oh, and then we trained all day, and that's all we get. As far as what kind of training were you doing? What were the other competitors doing? There's a lot where it's like, we're brushing past parts that the reader would love to be in the room for, that the author is like, I'm just going to say, oh, and they trained. Oh, and then they went to the ball and then came back, or whatever. You know, it's like, what happened? I want to be there for that. I want to read about that. So, and there's room to add, right? It's a short book. You can add to these chapters with these details that would really go a long way in this incredible book. So, I want that. What is the point of the balls? Because there's like these like dances that happen before every single trial. And keep in mind, these are people who are planning on killing each other during these trials. That's like kind of the point, is they're like, there's obstacle courses, but in every single trial, the part of the point is like, and you're going to have to kill your opponent, and you're going to have to kill this person, and blah, blah, blah. So is the point of the balls, is it ceremonial? Is it to, you know, try and get them just to mix things up, just for like, oh, okay, and yes, what, balls? Yes, there's balls there. And they're trying to get them to mix and mingle. Is it just like kind of like a last meal celebration where it's like, hey, thanks for your sacrifice. Here's a great fun night right before you may or may not die type of thing. I want to know what the point of that is. Also, how old are these people? How old is the main character? How old is the love interest? How old are the other competitors? In my head, I was picturing, again, I was kind of like in the Hunger Games arena, where I was like, okay, these are all like kind of older kids. But, you know, it sounds like there were people of varying ages. So I think that needs to be spelled out a little bit clearer, where it's like, oh, and this lady had gray in her hair, or this guy had gray in his beard. And this guy was, you know, this kid was just barely growing a mustache. You know, I want to learn kind of, and you don't have to say, oh, and the ages were between 13 and 45. You know, there are creative ways to show us how old a lot of these people were. It shows like later on where it's like, oh, and it was the older man who, you know, she ends up killing or whatever. You realize, oh, okay, so there are like grown men competing in this. I have no idea how old the love interest is. I have no idea how old the main character is. They could be anywhere from like 15 to like 25. I don't know. So that's more, I would like more details on that. Also, a physical description is not really provided. There's like one part where you get like a few chapters from the love interest POV, and he says, oh, her hair that just barely reached her shoulders, and then later in a chapter it's like her hair's cascading past her shoulders. So I don't understand. I don't know if she's pretty. I don't know if she's average. I don't know if she, you know, has a big nose that she's self-conscious of. I don't know any of that stuff. I would like to get a physical description of more than just the love interest. Also, there were a lot of characters who they're like hanging out with her, and then you find out Ada actually doesn't even know their names, because she doesn't seem to be thinking about them at all. Like, these are people that she's apparently like allied with or hanging out with. She's part of this competition with. They could potentially die, and she doesn't know anything. So Also Rhea, the best friend, when she meets up with, when she like reveals like, hey, I'm here for you. She doesn't say anything like, I'm so sorry that you lost your mom, or just so you know, I don't believe it for a second that you killed your mom. Anything like that. She doesn't say anything. And I feel like these are major plot points that just are not important. And this is kind of like a theme throughout the book where it's like there's an elephant in the room, or there should be an elephant in a room, and it's not even in our periphery. We're just completely ignoring that elephant in the room, apparently. And it is important to the plot. So if it wasn't important to the plot, whatever. All this stuff is what is motivating and driving our main character. We need to know what's going on. And I need a lot more of these inner thoughts from the main character on these deeper subjects that are going on. If you're going to kill off the main character's mom right in front of her, I want to know how she feels about that. I want to know I want to know all of that. Everything is just breezed past without fully feeling it. I should really go into, I really loved the idea of this book. It is such a neat idea. I feel like the descriptions were awesome. It was very exciting, very, very cool. The reason why I am saying all of these things is because I want the edits to happen, because I really think that this book could be so awesome to read. It is such a cool idea. And the author has displayed the talent that it takes to create a very, very cool book. Again, I have not read Powerless or Powerful or whatever hang on, I have it pulled up right here. Powerless. Yes, Powerless. I've never read that book. I don't know what the vibe is there, but I'm guessing that this author is capable of putting up something that's a lot closer to this. I think that this author can really do something based on their talent level. I just want to provide that. Glen Columkill Village, Ireland. How do you pronounce this? Oh, Glen Columkill? I don't know. I don't know how to, I'm very bad at that sort of thing. Ellen, you're up. You always know how to pronounce that stuff. I love the hints at magic, the very cool premise. That's a big plot point. Okay. And then I want to know more, a lot more about Rhea. She seems like a pretty, I don't know shit about Island. I want to know more about Rhea. She is important to the main character. I want to know how she's feeling about the first trial. Is she nervous? Is she confident? Is she busy reassuring Ada and kind of distracting herself, or just like really only cares about Aya, so that's all she's worried about? She's like completely missing when they're like preparing for the trial. It's like she's not even there. She's like only there when it's convenient. So I would think about that. The first trial, so chapter 15 has a section where it's like there's a rope scene where the main character kills somebody, and it is played out and in its entirety twice. And it's obviously just a typo where I think the author accidentally like copied and pasted that scene 2 times into the same chapter or something. But I don't know. It read kind of confusing. Is she doing this with her friends? Is she doing it on her own and they're just watching? Glen Column Kill. Anyways, the first trial reads as very, very confusing. Also, at this point, so there was the other thing that I said in the summary where I was like, I don't think that that's accurate, where it says, along the way, she goes head to head against a boy named Theodore. That was until they realized they should team up again. I don't think that she goes head to head with him at all. He's helping her from the beginning. He's like really, really helping her. And it's frustrating because she says that, oh, I'm drawn to him, whatever. And I'm going to show you some examples of things that were very, very frustrating to me regarding the chemistry between these two characters, because she's talking about, there's like this like kind of banter between them constantly. She's talking about feeling drawn to him. He's constantly protecting her. And he's really not done anything wrong at all. Like, he flirts with her, and I feel like that's the worst thing that he does to her. So I'm not sure. Hang on a second. I'm going to share this and you guys will kind of know what I'm talking about here. So This is after he saves her life in the first trial. So it's a cool, really, really cool obstacle course. I love these trials. They were so cool. The way that they're very, very, very neat idea. Okay. So a stone column punched out of the wall just above my head. My vision blurred for a second, my body trembling. I blinked rapidly to clear it, and turned to see who had just saved my life. Theo. Watch out, little falcon, or you just might lose your head, he said, smirking as if we weren't surrounded by death traps. Oh, please, I'm fine, thank you very much, I shot back, already annoyed. Somehow he had managed to irritate me just by helping. Astonishing. I shoved him aside, rolling onto my back just as a burst of fire roared between us. I wasn't sure why I helped him. It felt instinctual, and I hated that. She has no reason to not like Theo. There is zero reason to not like Theo. And I think that the author was trying to do like an enemies to lovers type thing here. Unfortunately, it just reads like immature, spoiled, bratty type of stuff where it's like, dude, this guy's just saved your life. You saved his life. Quit pretending to be annoyed with him. Tension where there is none. It's more like, good point, love never ends. I feel like it's like, they're trying to build tension where honestly there already is some, like the readers, when we're reading stuff like this, we're already like so open to falling in love with the love interest, right? We're ready to jump into love. I think, yes. And again, so if this author is in high school, it makes sense where if they would be like, rolling their eyes, so annoying, gosh, this guy is so annoying. And it's like, but he's not annoying at all. Like, and it's not funny to say that he's annoying when he's not being annoying. He is being helpful. He is protecting you. He is flirting with you. These are things that we like. Either you like him or you don't. I think that it would be a much stronger place to come from if you picked a lane here. So I think that you should either, and this is for the reader's sake, right? Because I'm a big reader and I love these type of romances too, where it's like almost reluctant. So you want to come from either a place of, ooh, I really like him, and he's done nothing but great things, so I'm going to ally with him, right? But he does these things that are a little bit sketchy. So you make the reader suspicious about them, right? Or this is my potential enemy. He's done really, really sketchy things and I don't trust him. But maybe he's trying to help me. He's doing these things that don't make any sense. So strongly with one side, right? You have to pick a lane because it is all over the place with Theo. It drove me insane reading this book because I'm like, girl, I want to slap you. He's being nice. He's helping you. He's done freaking nothing wrong. In your inner monologue, and it'd be one thing if it was like the inner monologue was like, oh my goodness, I really like him. And then everything she says is, oh, I'm fine. Thank you very much. I don't need your help. But in her head, she's more like thinking, thank you for helping me. It probably meant for him to be the cocky guy. Teenagers create drama for the sake of it. Yeah. I just feel like it would be, the readers would buy into this a lot more if you picked a lane here, author. I think that it would be much better if you were like, oh, I can't stand this guy. Like the cocky, annoying guy you dislike for making fun of the MC, but he slowly becomes lovable. It could also be on purpose when writing teenagers. There's very little thought process relationship wise. Yes. And again, I don't know the age of these characters, which was it was really hard for me to tell, because like, physically, they seem mature because of their fighting abilities, but then mentally very immature. Mentally very immature. And with Theo, it was just like, dude, pick a lane, Ada. You like him or you don't. You're this thing where you're pretending you don't like him is frustrating because you're saying like, oh, because they're like dancing together, and he's like, oh, do you want me to dance with you? His lack of manners. I think I actually have another example. Hang on. It drove me insane. Okay. Where it was like, why, what, none of this, it doesn't even make sense. Okay, so here's the next one. Okay. So he's asking her to dance. Or no. He's giving her a bracelet. Sorry. He smiled softly. Yes, you can. And you're not taking it. I'm giving it to you. He gently lifted my wrist and tied the bracelet around it. A very important person gave me this once. Told me it'd be there when I needed something to hold on to. And now I want you to have it. Protect it for me. Will you? Normally, I would have cracked a stick over his head for speaking to me like that. What? I don't understand. I would have speaking to you like what? He's being really nice. But something about his tone, about the way he freely offered me something that meant so much to him, made me hesitate. Slowly, I looked up, meeting his gaze. He was already watching me. I nodded. So this, what? No, inescapable madman is my BFF. Oh my gosh. So anyways, I don't get this at all. I feel like it would have been like, normally I would have avoided taking anything from Theo at all costs because I didn't want to owe him anything. You know, I was trying to avoid gaining any alliance, like any strong connections in this because I was worried about them dying. Something along that said, normally I would have cracked a stick over his head for speaking to me like that. And in my head, I'm like, what? Twitch changes how to ban the bots every single time. Sorry, Cherry. I don't get this. And also, Cherry, you're the best because I'm barely paying attention to those types of things. And it would take me like a solid 5 minutes to figure out how to ban them. But if like stuff like this was throughout the book and I was like, no, he's fine. Theo throughout the book is fine. He's just very protective. And I feel like the idea was for us to not like him and then to be like, oh, we should be suspicious of him and then grow to like him. But instead, we just like him the whole time. It's not written to the point where he does anything that's bad ever. So, and I mean, it would have been a much stronger point to come from if it would have come from either way, right? We like him, but then he starts doing sketchy stuff, or we don't like him and he starts doing kind of like thoughtful things and protective things. So we just need to think through what are the characters doing and what are their motivations, and then write that better, because none of that stuff made sense to me at all. So that was a big thing for me. I really wanted to do that. Again, between liking him and not, pick a lane, pick liking him lane. And the author can still keep the like witty teasing banter and liking them, right? So yeah, I don't think that you have to lose the cute banter that they have, because we all know that she likes him, and that's not like something that we don't understand. We can only ask so much of Cherry, so sometimes can I just write chicken ban button right there? Sorry, Cherry. You're amazing. Thank you. It's the tones that need adjusting. Yes, it's the tones. Absolutely. And then the plot in a lot of places needs work. There is very little world building done, and it is a magical world. What world building that is done is info dumping. So I would definitely look up how to research world building, because I know that this author has like a really cool, like, and probably clear vision of this world, but it's just not provided to the reader. So what I would do is I would research some cool ideas for how to world build without info dumping. A lot of that is, how do they pay for things? What's food are they eating? What's the architecture like? What are their clothes like? If there are, if there's laws in place against people with magic, again, that should be clearly stated, because the main character realizes that she has magic and then does not seem excited or concerned about it at all. She's just more like, oh, okay, how do I use this to survive? They should, if they have magic, I felt like they should be very paranoid and not want people to know that they have magic, because then they would be an enemy of the state type of thing. That is not clearly played out. So I think there's a lot that I feel like needs work. Chapter 31 was excellent. I have big notes on chapter 31 that it was excellent. I loved chapter 31 author. There is like the powers described in this book are really, really cool. Chapter 41 was crazy for me. I was like, what the heck just happened? There was like people who came in, killed a bunch of people, and then left. I did not understand chapter 41. There was chuckling and flirting after their close friends died. Very soon, the same day after their close friends died. That I feel like was very tone deaf. There were like serious issues with a lot of like the like logic behind this. So I feel like the main thing that the author needs to do is think about the characters. Why are they acting this way? Why are they doing this trial? And then right after that, it was just, there was just a lot of stuff like that where it was like, where it was like, you should care about these things, or you know, you're in like a death match with all these people and you're getting pissed off at a guy for giving you a bracelet, or it's like and who just saved your life type of thing, or is like continually saving your life. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff like that where it was like, what the heck? And the reason why, again, I'm bringing all of these things that I don't like up is because I really liked the premise of the book. And I think that this author is going to be like a real author. So like, I feel like they could really write something special. So please like take everything I'm saying as a compliment to your writing. Because if I thought that this book sucked outright, I thought if I thought that this book was terrible, I would probably mostly point out the things that I liked about it and then just say things like, and then work on this and then work on this. Right now, I'm like, I liked so much about this book, and it like I liked all of these scenes. I liked this scene, loved the way this was described, loved the idea in general. I am missing the substance, right? So I don't know how to describe. Can anybody in the chat help me to say like I needed more? I'm just getting Twitch didn't even show me that message because it won't let me stay connected to the chat. Sorry, Cherry. It could also, I feel like, couldn't it be me potentially, because I feel like my I don't have great internet and my stuff is always messed up because I have really bad internet. But no, this is a Twitch thing. Okay. Well, to summarize on my review of this book, this was a great book. This was a great premise, a very cool story. I think very good descriptions, good writing, bad storytelling, because I didn't feel the important common sense stuff that should come along with this stuff. I had so many questions about how the main character was feeling, about characters who should have been on the page or at least in the room, and they weren't. They were missing. And mostly Rhea. I felt like it was like, where's Rhea? She should be there. She was just treated as like this weird prop the whole time. Also, there was like an enchanted wardrobe, like there was like magic used by the kingdom that doesn't like magic. I wanted to know more about that. I feel like there was just a lot of common sense type questions, world building questions that were completely missed. But the bones of a really good story are here, and I feel like the author is talented enough to really execute on it. Okay, I'm looking at the chat. Yes, common sense sometimes gets forgotten when the dramatics or pace overtake the plot line. Yeah, it sounds like the author needs to work on character development and story details outside of the book. I recommend having a separate document with character profiles and plot outlines, the reason XYZ happens, etc., and then use that as a reference, and you can always change it if needed. That's a really, really, really great recommendation, Cherry. I also think, and Love Never Ends, thank you so much for joining the chat, because these are really great comments as well. I think that another thing that I find really helpful is having, so you have your plot, right? You know the thing, you know that you need to get from A to Z. You know how your book's going to start, you know how it's going to end, you know how the scenes in between. Lay that all out. And so anyways, lay that all out. For each chapter, you should have what you want, what the major plot points that need to happen. You should get the vibes that the reader should be getting. What should the reader be feeling at this point? Like, you should bullet point that, like, okay, I need, Ada's going to her first trial, and then think, okay, how should she be feeling? She should be feeling nervous. She should be feeling determined. She should be feeling like, okay, I'm gonna kill this or whatever. And then, who are the other characters that are involved in this scene? Theo is, nowhere to be found, but she finds him later, blah, blah, blah. Rhea is nowhere to be found as well, blah, blah, blah. Think those things through. Where are these other characters? If they are there, what are they feeling? Also, what is the description? There was a little bit of like white room syndrome in a few places, where it was like all of the work was on me to picture the area that we were standing in for a lot of the chapters. So I would do that, and then write your chapter, right? So you have your plot point, the characters that are involved, and the things that we should be feeling, and then write your chapter. I feel like that's a good way to do it. Let's see. Are you an author yourself? Love Never Ends, maybe. Hobby writer. We all are definitely hobby writers. Want to share your book? Not here. I'm not going to be that much of an a-hole, but I did spam Missy's wall with it. Oh, yeah. I think she was gracious about it. Well, I'm going to go check her. Well, then, each character needs a personality and motivations, and those can be similar, but they each need their own person. So they're not props. They are people that you're using. Likes and dislikes, put them in situations either in your head or write them down separately to go figure them out. One thing that I think helped me a lot with a lot of my characters is I wrote side stories for them off camera, off the book. And it helped me to understand their motivations, what their feelings, and then you can hint at what you think is relevant to the main character in them. Ada does not seem at all concerned with the other people around her, she's not like a selfish character. It's going to read like that because she doesn't think about them, That's one of the priorities of any book besides the setting they live in. Yes. And then the setting, again, the world building. We need world building. We need character development. We need more side characters who have more than like one line in the book too. Like, even if the king doesn't show up much, he is an important character still. I would like a lot more on the king as the main villain in the story. I'm gonna need more on him, because we're the whole time I was like, is he the villain? Is he not? Like, he's not on the page a lot. Like, even if the king doesn't show up much, he's an important character still. We need to have an inkling. Need to have an inkling of his motivations. Yes, I want way more on the king. So and this is all like an exercise, So if you find yourself, so this brings me back to why I said I would like to reread this. Main author, if you're watching this, if you are interested, I would like to reread this book so I can point out specifically where I had questions. Where's Rhea? Is she not concerned about her? Mother's death? Like, I can let you know where it's like, I think that you can add this in here, or where I'm just like, wait, what just happened? Like, this isn't clear at all. I would love to do that. Because again, and I would love to also tell you the many, 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 many parts where I was like, this is awesome. Go main, go. Because there were so many parts like that where I was like, this, no notes, this is perfect. The descriptions were great. I don't know. Good author, you're a good author. I just wanted more. I just needed more. I needed a lot more from the book and what was actually happening, the stuff that makes it fun to read. Missy, do you comment on the book with your thoughts? You know what? So I did for Ellen's book because I had to. I couldn't not. And I do like to comment my thoughts on the books. However, when I'm doing these reviews, I'm making like a lot. So whenever I have a thought, I write it down in the notes where I'm making the notes for my Twitch stream. And yeah, Ellen is too nervous if she doesn't comment. So I'm making all the notes in my Twitch stream to be like, okay, this is what I thought here. This is what I thought here. And then I summarize it later, right? So I normally don't leave comments when I'm doing a review. One, because it's like I don't want to spoil my thoughts of like what I thought on, such and such thing. And then I don't want to like provide feedback in the comments where I'm like, hey, this, I have a question. Like, unless you're doing like edits for edits type of read for read, then I feel like that's like not a good place to start because unless you're doing edits or edit, I don't want to leave like, you need to fix this. I have questions about this in the comments when it's like an author's getting excited about seeing a comment on their book and then that's what they get, Like if they're expecting somebody to edit their books, I want to do that. There were so many times where I wanted to like leave a comment and just be like, I loved this part. And I was like, no, I'll just bring it up in my stream. In this book in particular, there were a lot of points where I was like, I loved this. I think that this author should definitely pursue writing, should definitely work at the craft, should definitely research, like get tips from, you're still saying I should do both. I should, but it's also really hard. It takes me a long time to do these because when I'm reading it and I'm looking at it through a critical eye, I'm taking a lot of notes. It'll create hype for my stream for writer's mental health. I actually didn't even tell the author on this one. I forgot to tell them I was even doing it this week. But it's basically editing it is hard. It's a lot of work to do these. It takes a lot of time to write all of the notes that I have, and try and be coherent during these freaking reviews and try and make sure that the author knows how much I loved their book, and with also providing constructive feedback. Because if I'm leaving comments, I'm also making like duplicating and leaving notes. But in Ellen, so with last book, with the Gifts of Mortality, that actually was a lot easier for me because clearly I did not have a lot of notes like, oh, fix this. I had like maybe 2 things that I said could be helpful. I mostly was like, I love this. I need you to know that I love this. So it was like easy because it wasn't like I was making notes and comments. Ellen the goat. Yeah, Ellen's pretty great. So I don't know. On this one in particular, I that's part of the reason why I want to go back. I should go back at least and tell the author like, holy crap, I loved this. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I shall probably go back and do that. I'm just saying, like, you're always going, man, I had to restrain myself from leaving comments. Well, just leave those comments then. The author isn't going to be mad about it. Yes, okay, but if it's something that I'm going to be bringing up in the stream as well, that's when I just end up taking the screenshots and being like, okay, I'm going to screenshot this. And obviously this elicited something in me. I should discuss it in front of people. It's fine. I'm more thinking, it's a lot though. They'll get a hint of what to look forward to. Yes, and again, I'm not really worried about spoiling the surprise because I'm sure I've talked long enough about each book that I'm definitely not going to leave enough notes in every comment, but it's more just like, I don't know. Might as well line up with comments during the stream off camera if you feel the urge. Yeah, I have 3 screens in front of me. I should pull up one of them. But anyways, I'm probably going to go back and just reread this book. I'm going to go on vacation. I can read it on vacation, and then and it's a short book. So I can talk about all the things that I like about it. But I feel like this author would really, really benefit from doing an edit for edit so that a new reader can come in and be like, I was confused by this. I loved this. And I don't understand this, or this needs, I did leave like, I think maybe like 2 comments, and one of them was like, because there were so many typos in the one paragraph, but it was also like a really cool paragraph. So I was like highlighting, I was like doing the edits and saying like, fix this, fix this, fix this. Also, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I think that's was like one comment that I left, which is basically the premise of this, or the idea behind this entire stream is fix this, fix this, fix this. Oh my gosh, what a cool book though. that could be my little clip, my little snippet. There's a lot to be fixed, but it was pretty awesome. It was a pretty great book. I think that it was just like, take your time with it. And as Cherry recommended, really build on your characters, have like profiles on them. I feel like I read something at one point where it was like how to build a profile for like how to like kind of have like a background for each of your characters. And it was like, okay, what are some like quirks of theirs? What's their favorite color? What's their who is their best friend? What do they hate more than anything? Like kind of like what, like really know your characters before you write them. Oh, bye Alpha, see you later. So yeah, I think having a good profile of it, also really line up each chapter with how you think the main character should be feeling at this point, because I feel like that kept changing, where I was like, does she like Theo or does she not like Theo? Is she scared or is she feeling empowered? Like, how does she feel about her magic? We never really get into how she feels about her magic. She was more just like, oh, magic, I think I can use this, you know? So yeah, that's really where I think this book was. I think that it is a really great book for Wattpad. I think that it should have more reads than it does. I think that it would really, really benefit the author to look at this stuff not from a microscope, because I feel like the microscope stuff is pretty good, but like taking a step back and looking at it from like a higher elevation and being like, okay, we're missing this kind of thing. And author, let me know if you want me to go back and read your book again and leave some notes, because I'd like to. I'll go back and comment on the stuff where I was like, this is the bomb. This is the bomb. I really liked this. This is so cool, because there's a lot of that, and I might as well. But let me know if you want me to go back and being like, and tell you, this is where I was confused. This is where I felt like the main character should have been thinking about her best friend. Is she not way more freaked out about this magic stuff? So, the picturesque mountain view is pretty nice to paint when you take the time. Yes. Go up from a higher elevation and take a look at this from a bird's eye view. See if there's anything as a reader for you that you would be interested in, because it's like, you know, these characters, the reader doesn't know the characters though. So anyways, pretty cool book. Please keep writing. I think that as a young writer, as a reader, I would like to encourage you to keep writing, keep working at it, come up with more stories, do like writing prompt contests, or whatever, like, I don't know, write more books, really, really work at it. I feel like this would be a really fun hobby. And I think that you have a really cool idea with this book in particular, and a knack for descriptions, and obviously a knack for, like the cool idea. And I think that you should keep doing it. Do we have the author's profile somewhere on here? I do. And it's not, I mean, her name is on here. I'm going to provide a link here in the Twitch. And her name is Sometimes it doesn't let me post links. It doesn't. Hang on. Let me see if I can post it here. Oh, it let me. Okay. And then her name is Maeyne3. That's her name. Her Wattpad name. So, very cool book, Maine. I really liked the book. I just really wanted more from it. Oh, it's ongoing. I thought you were focusing on complete reads. This is complete. I don't know why. She just forgot to change it to complete. This is the finished book. She wrote to me after she finished it. Tracking. Maybe ongoing as in being edited. Yeah, she seems like she's still editing it a lot. Very recently posted these last few chapters. 80 through 84. So 5 chapters. Yeah. I really like this author. I hope that she makes some edits, and then I want to be part of the process because it's a really cool story. Like the trials that are described are so fun. Like the first trial is an obstacle course with a tightrope battle and a fire underneath columns that she has to jump from, and dude, editing with a reader is like the dream. Yeah. Seriously. Welcome back, Alpha. That was really quick. And then there's almost like a tile floor where the tiles fall and they fall into their fiery deaths, and it's funny, but they're walking and then people are falling down on them from the other part of the obstacle course that are dying or whatever. And I don't know, that's just the first trial. The other trials are really interesting and cool. It's mostly just killing each other, but yeah. I really, really, really liked it. And I really hope that this author keeps going. Such a cool idea. Such a cool idea. Again, and we've all seen the writing. The style of writing is also coherent. It's more just where's the soul behind it? I want to feel these things. Why aren't they concerned about this? There's the plot points. And it reads as plot holes. So anyways, I don't have to say anymore. I think that 2 full hours of me talking about it, minus my derailments, is probably plenty. But author, I'm sure you're watching this eventually. Hit me up on Discord directly if you don't want to write me on Wattpad. And let me know if you would like me to help you through this, or if you would like somebody from this group to also be part of that process. Again, super quick book, so might be worth it. I mean, actually, Cherry and Ellen specifically, because I know Cherry's not a huge reader. If you guys would like to read the first 10 chapters, it'd probably take you 30 minutes or so to read the first 10 chapters. And then maybe provide some notes. If you want to help me out on providing some helpful notes for the first 10 chapters, they're short chapters. So it really only takes a minute. You'll do that this weekend. It would be cool. It's such a cool story. And I just feel like somebody else pointing out what's missing would be really helpful as far as world building, character building. Who is this character? That's the things where it's that stuff is not established before we just move on. So if you want to, if the author would like that, might be a good idea. Let me know. Okay. So anyways, I'm just gonna say adios on that review. So I'll stop talking because I think I've said everything that I need to say about that. I sound like Forrest Gump. And that's all I have to say about that. I can't make any promises, but if the author would like it, then I will put it on my list. I'm Eleanor Kennedy 14 on Wattpad. If you can see if you can see the chat here close enough on the rewatch, that is her handle. The best. Oh, you know what I just realized? I never hit enter on when I said I'm live on Wattpad. So it's also possible that they were trying to attend and then never did. 100% got my first This Gave Me Goosebumps today, so I feel this. Oh, I love that. I am having a day. I started off this stream feeling not great, even though I've had a great day with my daughter's talent show. Her little knock jokes. It was the cutest thing on the freaking planet. Oh, it was really cute during the talent show last night. She's like, what do you call a gummy bear? I mean, what do you call a bear with no teeth? And then it said, what? Like the whole crowd goes, what? And then she's like, a bear. And then her friend was like, no, you're supposed to say gummy bear. And she's like, I mean gummy bear. Oh, she's so cute. She was so cute. It was the cutest thing in the world. Yeah. It was really sweet. She really screwed up the whole thing, and it made it really, really funny. There was only like one other kindergartner. Well, a set of twins. They were the only other kindergartners in the talent show. And they sang this cute little duet with their, or like whatever you call it, with their brother. They had like a brother who's in 1st or 2nd grade. It was so cute. The little song they sang together, the 2 little kindergartner twins. And then other than that, my daughter and her little kindergartner friend in their little comedy routine were the only other kindergartners. It was so cute. I wanted to die. I was crying, laughing so hard last night. And my husband was like really nervous for her, but she takes after me. She doesn't get nervous easily. So it was really sweet. And I have a fun date with my husband tonight, which I am excited about, which I'm wearing my favorite dress for. And then I'm going on vacation, going out of town, getting an Airbnb. So next week I will not be reviewing a book. I will not be streaming, just be hanging out. And then the week after that, I have my first impressions, lightning round reviews. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to be. I don't know which book I'm reviewing yet. I've gotten to the point where I have so many submissions that I need to actually like put them into here, maybe I could share my stream. You guys can help me pick out which one I'm going to do next. How do I do this? Add a source. Window capture. Let's see. Is this gonna work? Can anybody see anything? I don't think so. Not yet. Okay, hang on. Window capture. Let's do this. Let's pull up my book here. Why is it? Add existing source. Why is it giving me such trouble? Okay, maybe I'll have to add my whole screen. I'm not good at this stuff, clearly. Let's do screen capture. Add source. Add source. Okay. Okay. And then... Sorry, let me make my... How do I make myself way smaller? Like the other fancy people do. Did that work? Nope. Sorry. This will be fun, though, for everybody. I'm sure. What is happening, dude? Come on. Webcam. Please don't F with me right now. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Can everybody see my screen now? Let's see it here. Missy's having a day continues. This is just me having a freaking normal day. Okay. Here's all my submissions. Okay. We have... I'm going to zoom in so everybody can read this. Username, Nightmare2422. Joined Wattpad November 2024 last year because I was really passionate about writing and I wanted my stories to finally get seen by real people. Status ongoing. Moving on. Status ongoing with planned sequels. Okay. Is it complete? Yes. Angel Faye. Oh, my marine protector. An indie author, book cover designer, and a mom from Israel. Oh, okay. This is somebody from Kita's writing books. Mature content. Language and sex scenes. Not my favorite. My marine protector. So it's like a military romance. Angel is on here sometimes, isn't she? Yes, she is. Okay. Sinister Lux. We'll go back to that one, perhaps. 20 years old, studying nursing. Always had a passion with writing. Book name, Captured Heart. Ooh, is it complete? Yes. Genre, psychological thriller. Mature content, graphic details, and minor gore. Can I show a snip or quote from the book? Is there anything specific you would like feedback on? Overall opinion of the book. Okay. Psychological thriller. Captured Heart. Okay. We might go back to that one. Okay. Document by... Oh, this person, doctor by profession. Mystery, romance, yes, some triggering stuff. No smut, but sexual violence. I'd understand if you prefer not to review. Okay, let's see. Book name, Collateral. My characters are pretty gray, confused, and take decision like us, sometimes doing mistakes. I wish to create something that people would remember, even if I'm gone from the face of the earth. Zach Dow. Oh, the next one is my friend Zach. Do the next one. Yes. Okay, so his book looks really, really freaking cool. However, how the heck am I supposed to review this? I feel like I should just read it and be like, yeah, this is the bomb. I don't know what else to say. I know I'm going to like it. I mean, I'm happy to read it and just say, hey, I liked your freaking book. It's all of it went over my head. I like the way that you make it all interesting. Like, it's not the type of book that I'm used to reviewing. But I feel like it could be like a little bonus review. Like if I did like a normal review like I just did and then spend like the next 20 minutes being like, hey, I liked your book. You know, where I'm just like, and I also read this really cool. I told him to just to submit just the Cretaceous era. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. A focus on the Cretaceous would be great. I'd hate to overload you with how massive the full collection is at this point. So that would say any storing between 145 and 65 or 66 million years ago. Plus, I have been looking to get more traction to that section of my anthology. Okay, well, I have to read that one. So usually what I do is I'll select like a few books that I'm interested in, and then I'll start reading it and decide if I'm going to keep reading it or not. So I'll do that with this one for sure. So this is a potential. So I'll, again, with Angel Faye's and the other one, the psychological thriller one, I'll go back and read like the beginning of it, or in this case, I'll read the Cretaceous era, and then decide if I feel like I could do a review on it, or if I'm in the mood. Like I'll go off of what mood I'm in, right? If I'm in the mood for a romance, if I'm in the mood for, whatever. And I have like two of them, or 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks, so I can pick kind of a little bit of a longer. A bit about me. I am a lesbian. I am 16 years old, and I graduated high school last year. I am currently attending university to study medicine, but I won't say which one. I am very autistic, and I love writing when I'm not buried in pathology work. Book name, Eudaimonia. Is it complete? I promise I'll finish it. Update pretty often. Fantasy, adventure, historical elements, exploring neurodivergent perspectives, and maybe LGBT romantasy. Okay. It's not finished. I think on this one I said, because I think that this person reached out to me on my main page, and I think I told them, let me know when it's finished. Okay. Pin Popper, weird name, I know. I love great stories, and I really know if I'll like a story if it is really weird and out of the bunch. Birth of the True Mage. Oh, I reviewed the I remember this. I reviewed the I reviewed it for a, what's it called? First impression. I don't remember Birth of a True Mage. I remember thinking that is such a cool title. And I remember thinking I liked the cover too. It's not finished. Halfway there, but no. Moving on. Lulu Cutie Pie. I am a college student juggling a hectic life. I study dentistry, work in a lab, help at a church, and teach little kids at a local school. Writing is something I recently started and I've grown to love. I'm still learning, so getting feedback from someone experienced would mean a lot to me. I really want to make sure my story is fun to read and makes sense. Estella Nightingale and the Shadow of the Gods. Is it complete? No, but I have the full story. A lot of these are like, no, it's not complete. So I, for the most part, just skip over those. Yeah, first impressions. Genre, fantasy, Percy Jackson universe, leadership, a bit of romance. Estella Nightingale and the Shadow of the Gods. Is there anything specific you'd like feedback on? Does the writing style and flow feel natural and engaging? Is the POV and pacing easy to follow, or does it feel messy? Does Estella's presence... Wow, I love that they're asking for such specific feedback. I really like that. I really like it when people ask for specific feedback. Gosh, no one reads the Only Complete Stories guidance. Well, I have in the past read stories that looked really interesting that people are saying, like, I don't want to continue until I get feedback basically on these first few chapters, because I like, they want the feedback on the first few chapters to decide how they're going to continue. So I will do a review on the first few chapters if that's the idea, but I don't want to provide a review on something. I'd rather wait until it's finished if they already know what they're doing. But I just want to basically I want to, if somebody says, look, I've done the first few chapters, but I need to know what you think about this character and if I should continue doing this character like this, or if this plot makes sense, or, you know, I need feedback before I can continue. That's the type of thing where I'm like, yes, because I think Mango King had requested a review kind of based on that, and he was like halfway done, and he's like, can you do a review? And I was like, yep, I'll do it. And then there was another one where I did a really in-depth review on like the first, it was that one where it was like it was like 7 kingdoms, and they represented the 7 themes, or the 7 the 7 deadly sins. What was that? I remember really liking it. It was started with an A, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Sevenfold Fate. That one I read, I was like just like the first 2 or 3 chapters, and I did a review on that one because it was the same idea. It's like, I need to know if if by this point you should be knowing this and feeling this. Is that the case? Yep. Nice, Cherry. Amazing memory. Yes, that was the one. Kixler. I saw this one. Name is Kiki, Life of a Gaya. Status halfway done. So no. Not going to that one. From Italy, though. Very cool. Oh, this one. Luminous. This is a book that has like 100,000 reads. Does not need my help whatsoever. It looks really freaking cool. I think it won like a Wattpad or something like that several years ago. But it is like 24 hours, I think the book is. So I might do that one. Eleanor already did that one. Of course. Let's go back to some of the older ones. Demi-Fire Goddess. Let's see. Pick any of them. Embers of the Moon or the first in my series, The Silver Heart books. Which Way to Run is a standalone, and so is Red Strings of Fate. I'm getting that one uploaded. Oh, this is one where they are all complete. Genres are branches off of romance from supernatural romance for my series, which is A Way to Run. Way to Run is romance, adventure, Red Strings, contempt, romance. Yes. Mature, yes. Yes. Show cover. Sure, read aloud. Any feedback is welcome. I have to edit all my stuff, so I'm sure there are errors in my books. I read over many times and still find things I read over many times and still find things I missed, even with Quillbot and Grammarly. I'm always like a fan of the fantasy books, so I will go back to that one. Did I comment on this one? Actually, I think because I just finished Red Strings of Fate and it is getting posted on here, I will ask for that one. It is a contemporary action romance and is complete. I am just getting all the chapters uploaded tonight. Should be up by tomorrow. Okay. I think the Red Strings of Fate I did a first impressions review on as well. Okay, 21 college student, a fan of 90210 and Shameless fan. Okay, Sincerely Genevieve, a high school story. No, it's ongoing. Okay, well, hit me up when it's complete. New player one, I already did that one. Olivia, why does this one look like something I would like to do? I feel like I'm meant to come back to this one. I'm a brand new writer. I just started in July 2024 and absolutely fell in love with writing as soon as my fingers hit the keyboard. I still have a lot to learn, but feel very proud of the work I've posted currently. Book name, Don't Think. Is it complete? Yes. Genre, romance. It is mature, but it's not smutty at all. There's only one spicy chapter, but it does not go into full detail. Book cover, absolutely. I would really love feedback on the flow of the story. Okay. I think Don't Think does stand out. I feel like I want to read this one. Again, this is my first ever novel. I began writing this in July. Okay, I feel like this is the one that I was like, I want to come back to this. So let me write that. I tend not to think about Don't Think. Okay, let's see. Don't Think. I need to go that one. Olivia Tucker. I feel like that's the one that I wanted to do. Olivia X Tucker. And they ask for specific feedback, which I always really appreciate because they want help. And I feel like a lot of times these people request reviews because they want to hear how good their book is. And I really don't do that. I mean, I do that. But at the same time, if your book, I like trying to help. So oh, this one, Echoes of Home. This guy reached out to me, I think on Discord, I think, but he's not done with it. Yeah, he reached out to me on Discord. Whole novel in 2 months. Where do y'all get the time? I feel like I wrote like maybe, what's it called? Maternity leave. Maybe they're in the hospital. Maybe they're disabled and they just have nothing to do but write. And then maybe they're on a roll and they don't want to stop. And so they stop everything else in their life to do this. That's the dream. Yeah, this one looks cute. I remember, cute. It's like, apparently this author of Echoes of Home has gotten feedback on how good the relationship is, and he didn't even realize he was writing a romance until all of the feedback he was getting was like, oh, I love the relationship. So okay, Afro Ja Rose. Better myself. That is exactly what I like to write. Love under suspicion, romance, mystery, LGBTQ, fan fiction. Mentions of murder, descriptions of violence. You can read and show it. I'd like for you to focus on the character's plot and honestly anything you'd prefer, but mostly importantly, your enjoyment. Anything else? This story is a fan fiction of real life Thai actors, but it is an alternative universe story, so you don't have to know them. Therefore, I hope this won't be a problem. Love under suspicion. I don't see why not. On this one, maybe we'll go back to that one, different day. Okay, I already read that one. Okay, let's see. Is it complete? The only rule is be like anything you want and comfortable with reviewing. I'd love constructive criticism too. Please, thank you so much. But what is this book? Name The Only Rule. I have mixed, slightly negative views on fan fiction about real existing people. Well, a lot of people write fan fictions about like celebrities. Like writing characters based on real people is one thing. I don't read a lot of fan fiction in general. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. My computer's going so slow. Oops, I went on the wrong one. What I need to do is put this in like a spreadsheet so I can know like which ones is like, come back to this one, come back to this one. Okay, rules are there to be broken, right? Dominic Hunt never played by the rules. The campus playboy till the end of time. Half British heartthrob. Hitter of the year. Classic car maniac. Rock star. Ruler of campus. The only rule. Oh, there's a BTS universe story. Okay. Disrespectful. I feel like when like the whole world doesn't think about those people as real people. Like those are real people with real lives who do not know you. Yeah, but you don't know the real person anyways. They have like personas, right? A lot of them date people that they're not like just as like an act and don't even like once you put yourself in the spotlight, don't be surprised that you're in the spotlight. Oh crap. I just realized I have to go. It is time for me to pick up my daughter from school. So I would never sleep again if someone I have never met wrote a fanfic about me having a relationship with someone that I know. Just got signed up in Twitch. Oh my goodness. I was just talking about you, Morphus Max. That's so funny. I literally just was looking at your book and I was like, oh, I think you reached out to me on Discord and your book looks interesting about whether or not I was going to review it. Okay. I'll talk to you guys not next week, and I'm doing first impression reviews the week after that. So I'll catch y'all later. Just got on time.